Trans men in porn is our topic. It said Buck Angel specifically, so I guess I have to mention him. Yeah, Buck Angel honestly was the first trans man that I heard was in porn. I didn't even think it was a thing. For some reason I thought we weren't allowed in porn or something. I don't know. It would make, honestly, I think it would make sense for trans men to be in porn because I feel it's that move from going from a female libido to a male libido that just makes you kind of obsessed with sex, at least for a small period of time. Personally, myself, I always had a really high sex drive, so it wasn't as dramatic as someone, say, going from having no sex drive to having like a male sex drive. Like it was still a big difference, and I definitely it's definitely overwhelming at times. And I feel as though, like, what I'm trying to say is basically that because you go through such a new experience, especially being on hormones, for those that go that route, I feel as though you have like a unique perspective on things. I don't know if that made sense, but yeah. Buck Angel was the first person that I heard of, and I actually saw like some TV show about Buck Angel when I was like 17 or 18. It wasn't a TV, it was like he was on Maury or something, I don't know, one of those types of shows. Why are my arms so dark compared to my legs? Yo. Anyways, so yeah, I saw this thing on Buck Angel and it was talking about like his transition and showing pictures of him as a woman when he was a model, he was a female model before, and talking about him having a vagina, and that like was the main part of it, was like, oh, you have a vagina and you do porn and blah blah blah, and I was just like, okay. I personally find Buck Angel really inspiring, not because of his porn, but because of his like bodybuilding and stuff like that. Like I watch some of his vlogs and like he does like cooking and crap, I don't know, like fucking like Mary Poppins going on, I don't know, but yeah, so I like him for that. I mean, I think, not that I think that it's bad that he does porn, but I personally, the type of porn that Buck Angel does is not the type that I'm really interested in, because for me, I feel like a good majority of trans guys in porn kind of fall under the category of like man with a vagina type thing or whatever, like sensational stuff like that, and it's like this big deal, like, oh my gosh, it's a man but he has a vagina, like it's, I feel like that's kind of like the calling card or whatever, like the staple of certain trans porn, and I don't really identify with that. I don't identify with having that part. Like if I could choose to not have it, I totally would. Like I prefer, you know, like I just don't identify with like the whole like the, okay, I'm not into the whole like bonus hole type thing. Like I don't know, I feel it makes me feel really uncomfortable. Half the time I don't even acknowledge like what type of anatomy I have going on down there. I just kind of live in my head and pretend it is what I would like it to be. So like for that kind of just, it makes me feel uncomfortable. However, like I think it's great for people who, like, there's a lot of trans guys that feel that way, that like, you know, they feel comfortable with that. So I think it's really good for that, and then also it's really good for showing that you don't have to like totally hate yourself or how you are down there, or anywhere else for that matter. Just to be trans, like, it doesn't mean that you can't like those parts of your body. So I think it's a really good message that sends. I just don't get into it. I don't know, it's hard to explain. There's also Billy Castro. What I've seen, I've never seen, it seems like he always, I don't know, he's always wearing something, so if that comes off wrong. So he, from what I know, he doesn't do the same type of porn. I don't know, this is just me guessing, so please correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like I'd be more interested in that if I was gonna watch porn that had trans guys in it. As for the whole Buck Angel thing and like the whole man with the vagina thing, this is going back to what I said in the RuPaul video. I feel like, you know, some cis people and straight people would see that and assume that maybe all trans guys are like that, but that's a worry for like any type of, you know, if someone is uneducated, like it's obviously, which I wanted to clarify about the RuPaul video. I did not mean that RuPaul is like ruining it for trans people. I did not mean that. I just meant that people who are not educated, which it is their fault, not the person that is, you know, being stereotyped or generalized, tend to group us into these little groups and think that we're all the same, and oh well, because he has a vagina and he like likes using it, they must all like that, like they all like want to do that, like I don't know. And it's the ignorance and the lack of education. It is not the person that is being used as like a depictor of the community, like it's not their fault. But I find that happens a lot. But that happens with any type of, you know, like anything that people don't really understand, right? The main key is like educating people that, you know, just because this person is trans and like this does not mean that I like that. Like it's like one of my relatives was like telling a bunch of people about how I was transitioning or whatever, and I got upset at her because these were strangers and we live in the same building. You know, I didn't feel comfortable, and I was just like, honestly, like if I'm being read as male, like I don't see why you have to tell people, because it's not as though, unless they're gonna sleep with me, they're not gonna know. Like it's ridiculous. So like, and she was just like, oh well, like all those ones on TV, those ones, that's what she, yeah, are all out and open about it and blah blah blah. I was just, because they're on the fucking television. Yes, usually people on television are telling some type of story. They would not go on there and be like, I'm not trans, but I'm on a trans TV show. Like, she just assumed because like she's seen all these TV specials where they're like, I want to tell every person in the bloody world that I used to be a girl. Like she thinks that is what, she was just like, well that's what you are, right? And I was just like, yes, I did transition. I'm not denying that I did. It's just like, I don't feel I have to tell everyone about it unless I'm having sex with you, or, you know, I feel the need to tell you, or it comes up for some medical emergency, which I highly doubt would happen. I don't think it's any of your business. All in all, I think that it's great that there's trans guys in porn. Even if I don't necessarily identify with the type of porn that the majority make, there's some out there that I do, so that's good. I like porn. Porn's a good thing. I don't know what else to say. I mean, I thought I was gonna have this big in-depth discussion about it, but that's pretty much the basics of it. That's how I feel. I'm sorry, I'm late. I actually had I've had the busiest 2 weeks ever. I had some party thing, and then I was working for 2 weeks, which I'm no longer working there, so I will not be late anymore on videos. Yeah, I was working, and it was a shitty door-to-door job, and you had to get like a certain amount of people to donate, and I did not get that, and I kind of hated it anyways and was deciding to quit if they didn't fire me, so I kind of just waited for them to fire me. Yeah, also it was my birthday, and that's a good reason to be nice and not be angry at me and not dislike this video. I don't know why you dislike my video. Just because I'm boring, isn't it? I'm sorry. I don't have much else to say. That's about it.